Okay, so today we're going to install the LiLead auto starter. I will show you the example that I'm doing right now on my car. Okay, so this is what we have inside the box. We've got the LiLead auto starter here. We have a couple options. The auto starter can be put on the positive or the negative lead depending on how much room you have in your engine bay by your battery. I have this set up for the positive terminal. So thus we'll have the positive post, which is the thicker post, as well as the clamp. Also included in the product is the negative post and clamp if you desire to connect it to the negative post of the battery. I'll show you an example of that on my other car, but in this car we're going to use the positive. Okay, so here's the battery we're going to put the auto start on. As you can see, the negative side doesn't really have a lot of room yet. The positive side here, which I can just pull off because I've already untightened the clamps here. This has a lot more room, so we're going to put it here on the positive side. Okay, so here's the auto starter, and we're putting it onto the positive terminal of my battery, like so. We'll tighten it on later. And then we will take the main battery wire for the positive side and connect it on as such. Okay, then the wire coming from the auto starter will then connect to the negative terminal. So find an open area here in the screw and tighten up. Okay, as you can see now that we're connected up to the 12 volts, and we have the ground connected as well. You'll see the blue LED flashing as such. Now, the other part of this system is the switch that turns this on and off when the power starter does shut down the relay. The switch will turn it back on. So you want to put this switch somewhere that you can reach with the trunk closed. I decided to put it right underneath the windshield wiper, which is accessible with my hand when the trunk is closed. Now that you have the switch installed somewhere where you can access it with the trunk closed, the next step is just to connect it onto the box right over here. Now that you have everything assembled, the last thing to do is tighten in the positive terminal here. I happen to have an extra wire that I need for my car stereo that needs to be connected to the positive lead, so I will use that along with the mounting hardware. So just kind of step through here, and then we just finish by tightening the screw. The very last step is to make sure that all the terminals and all the screws are secured. Be careful with any type of tool that you're using in the positive terminal, because if you short any of this to ground, you're going to get a big spark. So do keep aware that this is a live terminal. Okay, as promised, here's the other car that I have with the LiLead product connected to the negative end of the battery. So thus it'll work the exact same way. You just connect the starter to the negative terminal and run the wire, this wire over here, the second wire to the positive terminal, and it'll work the exact same way. My switch is located again in the same area in the windshield, in a spot accessible when the trunk is closed. Okay, now put all your covers back and close the hood. Make sure that you've got adequate room. And as you can see here, the my button to connect back the relay in the event that it opens up is accessible by the front, from the front. Okay, so that's everything. Good luck.